welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. And viewers, we are continuing our conversation with the Vice Chairman of the Tobago Division of the Chamber of Industries and Commerce, Mr. Demi Cruickshank. Now, before we went to the break, we started to get into the conversation about bringing investors to Tobago. And one of the key or the heart of allowing investors to come into Tobago is them being able to access land and just being able to function within our space. However, since what year was it, 2007, thereabouts, we've had this Land License Act that has prevented us from, or has, let's say, it's made the process harder, a lot more difficult for foreign investors to come in.
Yeah.
And no matter how many times this has been voiced over the years, and trust me, for probably the last 10, 12 years, this has been the cry, especially of the chamber, about what are we doing with the Land License Act? And we need to change it. Not necessarily to repeal it, but to have it changed so that we could accommodate business a little bit easier. But there seems to be no progress on that.
I could remember, you remember in 2017,
yes,
Kelvin Charles would have been Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly. And that time we had a meltdown of the Inter-Island Sea Bridge, right?
Yep.
And we invited the entire cabinet to Tobago. We invited the Executive Council, the entire private sector. I think that was a historical meeting. I'm not too sure when we will have that again in Tobago.
It was a very emotionally tense meeting as well.
Charge meeting. And I could remember Martin George and at the time, I think Deborah Moore Miggins, and I think the other lady who, Miss Wheeler or something, so Mrs. Wheeler, they were representing the Lawyers Association. And they put a question directly to the Prime Minister. Why are you not repealing the Tobago House of Assembly request of that land license? Why? You are hurting the economy of Tobago. And the Prime Minister was straight up and said, and I have that recording still, that the land license was a request from the Tobago House of Assembly, and he will not touch it unless a request from the Tobago House of Assembly comes. And he indicated that I personally had land to sell to people, but I can't sell it because it's hurting me, and I can't invest as I want in Tobago, how he wanted to invest, right? It is time. This is 2024. This is close to 20 years this land license has hurt Tobago. When Diane Haddad was chairman, she went to Chicos, and they had a big trade investment conference there. And one of the influencers of investment within the Caribbean walked up to our booth. Oh, them here is the people who don't want nobody to invest on the island. So you all stay away from Tobago. This was reality here. Somebody walking up to the booth and telling you they don't want you in Tobago. My question to everybody, because when I come off of these programs and I read back the comments, they would say, well, what Mr. John and the Chamber talking about, they're greedy, and Tobago has to make a decision. Because politically, it's a political decision. The Chief Secretary has to find out from Tobago, do they want this land license repeal? Are you comfortable with the THA is the only player in the space? What, if that is so, do not complain when you don't get money and you think, and let us continue the status quo as it is for the next 100 years. In the meanwhile, you are here in Trinidad. BP last night announced that they had 7 additional wells drilling in Trinidad in the northeastern side of Trinidad, which is somewhere off Tobago waters. And Trinidad is going forward. Grenada is going forward. Barbados is going forward. Everybody is boasting how they are flipping at least 50 to 100% increase in tourism and arrivals or whatever. Tobago is saying, well, boy, we're trying to see if we get $18,000 to 18,000 international sleepover tourists to break even. We have to decide. The reality is when we go to Ghana are close to 3 million people.
38 million.
Right? How much?
38.
38 million people? Right. Just if 1/5 of those people say we come to Tobago after we done present, and I go on stage and say Tobago is the place to be, there's nowhere else better than Tobago. We have clear sands, this, that, the fishing is the best. Some of them people decide to come to Tobago. What happens? And this is what I realized Tasha Boris, as I saw she rant on the thing this Sunday. And I said, this girl is on up. Because when you go and you tell people of the good things of this place called Tobago, and when they come here and the reality is, all right, I would like to buy a house. Drake has a house in Antigua. You know what Drake Instagram following? 200 and something million people.
There's even in St. Lucia, there's a community not near to the Pitons that's Oprah,
all of these people coming. We went to Grenada when we went to Sandals, and we saw the ship coming in, and I said, who the hell owned this yacht? And here the man, oh, that is Miss Oprah's yacht. She comes here every other month or so to Grenada. I'm like, what? You know what is the docking fee just for that yacht? We have to come and decide. And I'm telling Tobago, no. You're at a crossroads. You saw what the oil impacted to the island. We had nothing to deal with that. If that had spread around the island, you know what would have happened to Tobago. You have to ask yourself what we really want in this place called Tobago. And for years, I've been in the chamber, and I've been a senior member of the chamber, and I've been public trying to talk to Tobagonians and talk to everybody. What Tobago really want? What is it we really want? We want to be, if it is we want to get THA work and everybody comfortable with that THA work, 60,000 people is nothing.
Yep. A business cannot boom with
a business cannot boom with that kind of thing. The World Trade Center, the two World Trade Centers had 62,000 people. The whole population at Tobago was working in two towers in New York. What is it we want? And that is the question we have to start asking yourself. Because, trust me, I got to do a good show in Ghana. When I go, I got to tell people the best place Ghana can't touch Tobago. We have similar culture. They have, or start to research their food. They have cuckoo. They have concote. They have things like that in Ghana. Fine. I go in and tell your concote and your cuckoo not good like ours in Tobago. So come down here and taste ours. And I will send them by Miss this and by Miss Jean and by whoever. But when they come and they say, all right, we would like to get a villa, or we would like to stay here, we would like, because Ghana has some serious multi-millionaire. Ghana have one of the largest airlines in Africa. When I get onto the CEO and I blow out his mind about this place called Tobago and tell him the best place to fly and the best thing, we're having a new airport and it's going to be pristine and you're going to have your VIP loan. When I don't tell him that, and they want to come to Tobago and they say, all right, we have a hotel chain coming to Tobago. I got an email that one of the major hotel chains in the US is also going to be in Ghana same time, right?
Perfect opportunity to have
if we talk to them,
yes.
If we talk to them and say, listen, somehow get people to come here, and they say, okay, we want to do a 700-room hotel tomorrow. What happened? Secrets. Where it is. We announce in World Travel Market that we're going to have, we're also seeing Secrets also advertising in St. Vincent. Right? Right? So it clearly, St. Vincent and them looking at Tobago, everybody come here, they're going behind them and say, listen, forget about Tobago, come to Tobago. And that is what we see.
We're not making business easy
We're
here
not making business
and
easy.
we don't realize that when we have all this red tape, for want of a better word,
correct,
then the foreign investors don't want to deal with it.
They don't have time for that. If a man have a mega yacht, which is a 500 million US mega yacht, and we are outside of the hotel, the hurricane belt, look how long we're talking about marina. Come on, how hard it is a marina to...
And we've had many proposals
for a marina. So we can't decide one. We can't decide on one spot for a marina. The whole of Tobago marina exclusive. I go by my partner, Brian Point, in Miami, down by the Keys, and to go to the grocery, he jumps in his boat, he pull up by a supermarket, he order grocery. That's how they just operate in Florida Keys.
I always tell people too, it's like there's a marina in Grenada that was meant to come to Tobago. Yeah. And that marina attracts a lot of foreign.
High L.
Let me tell you something. Some really big people going to go quietly into that marina. There's a lot of money that comes in there. And that was supposed to be in Tobago.
Talking about Tobago. We had a booming cruise ship season. And nobody, and I don't care who is sitting down in office. That's how I operate, and that's how the chamber operates. We don't care politically. If you did a good job, we will tell you you did a good job. We had a booming tourist cruise ship season this year. Tourists, Mount Irving Hotel, all of these places telling us things doing good. We happy. We hold the cruise ship season year round, right? You had 2 cruise ships back up in the harbor yesterday, right? So the taxi men getting money, everybody getting thing, everybody eating a lot of food. You don't have, I am not hearing even a US problem in Tobago right now. And you just have some cruise ship season. So how do we triple that? We had an oil spill, or we have an oil spill, which is disastrous to Tobago. But you know, in the business world, a disaster is a very good thing.
Yes, it puts Tobago on the map.
We could pay for CNN. We could pay for BBC advertisement. But we ain't talk to nobody and actually ask a crew from BBC, we're going to pay you to come to Tobago to do a whole feature on Tobago and put in the oil spill. But we ain't do it. So the people who have the authority to do it, we're thinking. We're thinking. Get on to CNN. Pay just for airfare for a producer and a cameraman to come down here, a reporter and a cameraman to come here. BBC, the same thing. We're going to sponsor you a hotel room. Talk to the hotel association. We put in you up here. The thing is free ads for Grafton, La Grande, Turtle Beach, Magdalena, wherever. And you're going to get these people in here. Use every opportunity to promote your island. Because you cannot pay for BBC ads. You cannot pay for CNN ads. You can't pay for Al Jazeera. You can't pay for none of them. But here we're going on. We have a disaster. But if we have a reporter here for a week or two, doing live coverage out of Tobago, especially environmental reporters, the coverage that you're getting. So I'm hoping, I'm very optimistic, this tenure of the chamber, we will, just how we are speaking now, the other members and the other executive members are very, very optimistic that we can sit with this THA, and it will be foolish of the THA not to sit down with us and take our advice, right? They have seen you can't do it on your own. You do not have the guts. The outer world respect people like the chamber, and they respect people like the business community and the businessmen who are here. They will say, yes,
come and go.
Madam Secretary, yes. And at the end of the day, how long he have in office? How long she have in office? No problem, we're going to deal with the next one. The business community deals with business people because no matter what, we are here and we are here to stay. We have invested in the island, right? So that is some of the plans that the Tobago division have. Contractors, yes, will start getting paid. We have worked, we have used a lot of the chamber's resources, and I'm telling you, most of the contractors are not members of the chamber. But you know what? It was a Tobago problem, and we are now starting to see the fruits and the benefits of it, and we are now trying to work out that problem that we have. Right? So that is where we're going.
All right, and that's an excellent way to end this conversation this morning. I want to thank you so much, Mr. Demi John Cruickshank, and we will continue to have these conversations as we go on and as we try. We've got to keep trying to make Tobago a better space.
We have to. I decided I was not going back into the vice chair, and some of the members say, Mr. Cruickshank, are you crazy? You want the whole thing to crash if you're not there supporting, working with the chairman. So we and the chairman have a very good relationship, and the executive. So you're going to see good things coming out in 2024 and beyond from the chamber.
Certainly. Thank you so much. And viewers, don't go anywhere because we have a whole lot more coming up for you on GMT.
60,000 people strong.